I am now sitting on the $12,000 trike. We're gonna find out what the difference is between this trike and a cheaper trike. Tell me the difference.
What we have here is a recumbent trike that sells for $5,000. This is a model from a company called TerraTrike. And then over here we have a trike from a company called HP Velotechnik in Germany, and this trike sells for roughly $12,000. If you just look at things like the seat design, this is just a basic metal frame with fabric mesh stretched over it. It's comfortable, but it's nothing like this contoured, padded, ventilated, highly adjustable. It hinges in the middle here and pivots so you can adjust the two parts of the seat individually, whereas that's a rigid frame. Another very big difference is that the $12,000 trike has suspension, which cushions your ride. So if I put weight on this part here, you can see it's like the springs in your car. All three wheels on this trike have suspension. So if you're riding on a rough surface, it absorbs all of the shocks from that. So that is a big part of the price difference as well. And the $5,000 trike does not. It has no suspension at all. So basically it's just the air in your tires that provides any kind of cushion. Then you've got things like the overall quality of the components and the frame materials, etc. It's a higher quality aluminum used in this frame than in that one.
How many gears?
And there are 10 gears. And on that speed derailleur system, much like you would have on a regular hybrid bike, because it's basically moving the chain across the set of sprockets back here. On the Bosch system that's on the TerraTrike E.V.O, you have a motor controller here on the handlebars, and you turn that on with a little power switch on the front, and then you can change the assistance levels using the plus and minus buttons here. So this just changes how much help it gives you. You'll see the green bar, and it says Eco in that position. Push it again, it says Tour, that gives you a little more help. Sport, and then the highest level they call Turbo, and you'll see the red bar that tells you you're in the highest level of assistance. So that's the basic motor controller. Your gear shift is over here on the right hand side. There is only a derailleur on the back of the bike, and there are 10 gears. And the way you operate this, it's a lot like a mountain bike where it's a thumb shifter. So you use the big lever here, you operate it with your thumb, you push on that. That takes you to your lower gears, which are for climbing. And then there's a button on the front that you use with your index finger, and that takes you to the higher gears for going downhill and things like that. So thumb for easier gears, index finger for harder gears. And that's it. This one over here has what's called an internally geared hub, where all of the mechanism is sealed up inside the back wheel. And added to that, because it's got the electric assist motor system, it has both electronic shifting, so you can change gears by pushing a button, or you can put it into automatic mode and it will do all the shifting for you. One set of buttons changes the level of assistance I get from the motor. Then the left-hand buttons allow me to change gears, and you'll see the numbers change right here in the screen. I'm in gear 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can go back down using the other buttons, or if I want to, I can push this black button and it now goes into automatic mode. And so it'll be like your car, where it just automatically senses how much work you're doing and when you should change gears. It has fewer gears, but it is a more complex system that also has electronic and automatic shifting built into it that this system does not. Now you have to be pedaling for the gear change to work on this one. Those are some of the things that make the difference between the two trikes. When people first try to get into one of these recumbent trikes, first of all, they don't realize that you have to back in to get into it. But then also, particularly the lower ones, it can be hard to get in and out. These grab handles really help with that. You can hold on, lower yourself down, and then put your feet on the pedals and you're ready to go. To get out, you put your feet on the ground, grab these, and lift up like that. The company offers all of these options in different configurations. So for example, a lot of times I'll have customers that have had a stroke and they have extreme weakness on one side. So they might just need the hand grip on one side and not on the other.
The expensive one, is it made out of titanium?
It's not titanium, it's actually just really high quality aluminum. You don't see too many titanium trikes in the market. I'm not sure why that is. Mostly it's because when you get to the weight level that you're usually looking at with a recumbent trike, the weight savings of titanium is not going to show up as much as it would on a regular bike. Because there's just so much else that's adding weight to the trike that shaving a little bit more off doesn't make that big a difference. Another feature, the $12,000 trike, is that it folds. Now it doesn't get super tiny because it's still a lot of trike there. The seat comes off using 3 quick releases, and once you've removed the seat, there's a hinge in the frame right here. You open that quick release, and this rear frame pivots up and forward over the front, and you end up with a package that's about this long by the same width you've got here, and the height's going to be about like that.
That's an added bonus for a trike, you know, fitting it in a car.
Yep.
Very good. The electric system, is it the same?
They're similar. They're from two different companies, but similar quality. The TerraTrike, the $5,000 trike, uses a system from Bosch, and the HP Velotechnik uses a system from Shimano. It's just different companies choose different motor companies to work with.
How far can you go on the battery?
About 60 miles, depending on what kind of terrain you're on and how you're using the motor, whether you're using the high level of assistance or the low level of assistance. And you've got 4 different levels on these typically.
What else is a little different?
The $12,000 bike offers you a lot more options that you can pick and choose when you go about ordering the bike. There's a bunch of different features you can pick and choose, things like neck rests, in terms of drivetrain, brakes, the style of seat, and it's just that particular trike gives you a huge menu of choices that you need to make and can make. So that's part of the price difference right there. Also, the overall quality of the frame and the components and everything is just absolutely top end on the $12,000 bike. I mean, there's just a lot of features that are built into that trike or added to that trike that aren't on this one. This is a really basic, get you started on an electric trike kind of trike. It's still good quality, it's just not quite as fancy as light, etc. The weight difference is not really a comparison that you're going to worry about so much on this, because the full TerraTrike model is actually lighter than the Scorpion, but that's because it has so few features to it. The suspension adds cost and weight, the motor adds cost and weight, but it also adds so much functionality that it's worth the weight penalty, so to speak. It really comes down to overall quality of all the parts in the frame and features. And this one just is a more feature-rich trike with a lot more options on it than this one has. This is a good entry-level basic trike for somebody that's just getting into triking and isn't sure how much they're going to like it. This is much more for somebody who's figured out they really like triking and they want to do it for the rest of their lives. So you have a wide range of options, ranging from a basic trike with electric assist for about $5,000. That's a simple TerraTrike model. Or you can get a fully featured, all decked out with all the bells and whistles and accessories, electric assist suspended trike from a company like HP Velotechnik for around $12,000.
Hope to see you riding!